Hi guys, and welcome back to SwitchUp. A big thanks to all of you who are new to the channel. Nice one, appreciate it. Today we're going to look at some of the upcoming games for the following week, and as usual it's a bit of a mixed bag. Remember, we give away a free Nintendo Switch game each and every month to the patron and subscriber most active, as well as, it seems now, a load of extra bits and bobs that people are giving us to give to you. So if you enjoy the content, consider sticking around. So let's get into the list. First up, we've got the very cheaply priced The Story Goes On from Scarecrow Arts, and it's only £5. This one drops on the 2nd. Now, it's a top-down, and I mean completely top-down, hack-and-slash adventure game that puts the real focus on exploration and dungeon crawling, and it does have roguelite elements. There's a ton of different items, permadeath, and, well, random generation. And whatever you make of that, it really has to be done well for it to succeed. This one's got 50 different items, a completely constantly changing world, pre-built dungeons in there as well, which is nice to see, but there are 20 different bosses to fight as well. At £5, and with 1 or 2 player co-op, this might be a decent little pickup. Side note, it also supports touch screen if you like to touch your screen. And from that interesting looking title, we go to AvoCuddle, which is an avocado who likes to cuddle his friend. And it's the adorable tale of true love between... What am I seeing here? It's an emotional action adventure through the galaxy, searching and seeking to free your soulmate who is also an avocado. At its core then, no pun intended, it's a classic side-scrolling action adventure platformer. There are 5 different planets to explore, 7 unique weapons, and you'll be killing enemies to collect the currency, which is known as lemon. Oh. This is about 11 quid and it drops also on the 2nd. Following quickly on the heels of that little number then, we have Murder by Numbers from the Irregular Corporation. This is around about a tenner. Looks to be a graphic novel crossed with a pixel puzzle clue finding game. You have to solve the little puzzles that then give you the clues to interrogate different witnesses. It's based in LA in 1996, where you'll be investigating a range of murders across different TV studios, glitzy award shows, and drag clubs. It describes itself as having 90s fashion with the sass dialed up to 100. So it's like Glen, isn't it? Sorry, Glen. I apologise. We do love a couch co-op game here at SwitchUp, and next we've got Ib and Ob from Sparkweed. I really like the art style here. It's got a very nice little, I don't know how you describe it, almost a gradient-based neon colour palette. It's a 2-player cooperative puzzle game. Think maybe in the veins of Snipper Clip, but you're not snipping or clipping. It's based around the gravity in the levels. What I will say is there are only, 15 different stages in this one, which seems a bit low, but the USP here seems to be the unique music that was composed by Kettle, who's apparently known for his warm, melodic electronica. Kettle. Electronica wasn't the first thing that came to my mind, I'm not gonna lie. Here's one that looks semi-decent and definitely my type of game. It's Afterparty from Night School. You play as Milo and Lola, recently deceased best friends, who suddenly find themselves staring down an eternity in hell. It's an adventure title whereby you and him have got to find your way out. Full of completely ridiculous characters and some lovely music as well, this could be quite a nice little adventure title. It also carries a very hefty 18 rating, so it's certainly not for children, which is just fine by me. Plus, in one of the screenshots from the eShop, I can see some real inspiration from some of the Monkey Island characters. So yeah, this one for fans could be worth keeping your eye out for.
Just saying. You should pay.
Another adventure title then, Lost Horizon from Koch Media, comes on the 5th, and it's set in and around 1936 when former British soldier and failed smuggler Fenton Paddock sets out to find his lost friend in the Himalayas. These are very classic point-and-click style adventure titles. You'll meet loads of different characters. I have always loved this style of game. Things like the King's Quest series and Broken Sword are the names that everyone knows, but Lost Horizon is another classic that's now finding its way to the Switch. Yes, it comes from the same studio that did the Secret Files games and will have a load of strange and left-field puzzles, but it's fully voice acted as well, and it's about £13, which seems a touch more reasonable than when we saw the re-release of the Siberia games. Another one that drops on the 5th. This next one's going to be for Glen, and it's Unlock the King from Cubite Interactive. It's a little puzzle game, and it's based kind of on Zen Chess, which these creators actually made, and it's only 89p. It's got 100 different levels, but it's a completely original concept, and is actually quite a fast-paced title that uses unique trigger controls. There's a nice chill soundtrack as well, and yeah, for 89p, if you're looking for a little game to pass the time in between The Witcher and other titles, then this might be worth checking out. Next up, and by far the most interesting title this week, is Pokemon Mystery Dungeons Rescue Team DX from Nintendo. Now this re-release has a eShop demo if you want to go check that out, and rather than a re-release entirely, I believe it might even be a reimagined version, a remake of the original Nintendo DS and Game Boy Advance games. You build your little team together from Pikachu, Eevee, Charmander, and complete missions to save Pokemon in the ever-changing Mystery Dungeon. Now I was chatting to, I think it was Irene from Isha Gaming, or maybe not chatting, I think I was reading her tweet or something, but she was saying how much she enjoyed this title and perhaps that it's potentially a touch underrated. Can't remember where I read that. They are launching at a slightly hefty price, but it's Nintendo, isn't it? Whether or not that excuses it, I don't know. It's £50 at launch, which, just, man, it's expensive. But like I say, check out the demo and see if this one's worth that kind of price for you. Next up, we've got Save Koch from Over Games. This is essentially a mafia simulator. You play as the Godfather, who's basically trapped inside a panic room. You've got 6 days in which to solve a plot against your life, and it sounds like it's got a few interesting things going for it, this one. It says on the eShop that each new game session is played in a completely different manner. So at the start, the game shuffles the NPC's deck, which leads to all game events, and subsequently your methods will be completely unique to that particular session. So this could be quite interesting. I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but yeah, we'll hopefully let you know a bit more in a buy and avoid list in the coming weeks. Sometimes you have been at their usual, again with Breeder Homegrown Director's Cut. This is £4 and it comes at about the end of the week. It says an old man escapes from the clinic where he spent his whole life and returns home. He remembers his childhood, his toys and his monsters. It's a very short horror game, about 40 to 90 minutes long, and tells quite a linear story by the looks of it. I'm not really sure what to make of this, to be honest. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Oh, there's that classic saying, isn't there? Last but not least. Now last but probably least, we've got Swordbreaker the game. I'm sorry, this might be good. From Dragaeus Games, and actually they've made some good titles. This looks like a visual novel come interactive story, a bit akin to the old choose your own adventure books that I always used to die on. Once again, it's an 18 rating, which seems remarkably high, but well, this could be interesting. I'm not entirely sure. It is exactly as I said, a game book. There are over 300 different illustrations and a mysterious castle that you've got to overcome. It's only £4, so you know, it's not going to break the bank if it's not great, but this might be worth checking out at the end of the week. So let me know down in the comments, are you picking up Pokemon? Are you going to get some of these other fantastic looking titles? Have any of them caught your eye? And yeah, thanks for subscribing if you're new to the channel. If you enjoyed the content, stick around. A big thanks to our patrons who support us each and every month. And for all things Switch, all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers guys, see ya!